Good morning. So yeah, made up my mind as far as what I'm gonna do. So before that, let me give you just some reference. We made it all the way here. This line here, that is the border between the U.S. and Canada, and this is where they told me not to continue, that I could not go. That's where it says 15 right there. This town here, Plattsburgh and Burlington, they're famous. Plattsburgh and Burlington, they have airports. So a lot of times what people do in order to travel to Montreal is that they fly here because domestic flights within the USA to these airports are sometimes cheaper than flying to Montreal. Cool. So, anyway, that's a long story. I'm going to Boston because I've never been to Boston. Might as well, since I'm up here and I have a couple days left that I didn't know about until last night. So, I'm going to Boston. And then for that purpose, I'm gonna have to charge. I went to sleep last night, battery was at 35%, and right now it's at 21%, but hear me out. Temperature dropped quite dramatically. We're at 18, 17 degrees in the thermometer, but the phone reads 10 Fahrenheit. That is quite cold. Negative 22, that's about negative 10 Celsius centigrades. So that means that AC, the heating has been on the whole night because I wasn't gonna freeze in the back. I kept it on, kept it going the whole night, and that took a toll on the battery of about 10%, more, 15% almost by now. From 9:30 p.m. to it's now 5:20 a.m. But I was cozy the whole night. It was actually a pretty comfortable night, even though outside is freezing. So yeah, we got our destination set as Boston. And then we have a couple spots to charge in the way there. First one will be Champlain, because we gotta go up slightly north because of the Lake Champlain here. So we need to go around the lake, over into Vermont, and then from Vermont we'll pass through New Hampshire. Never been to New Hampshire. Oh, where you go? I've never been. There you go. I have never been to New Hampshire, and then out to Massachusetts, and I have never been to Massachusetts either. So I have been to Vermont, but no New Hampshire or Massachusetts. So new states, and there's one more truck in a massive truck spot that's very dark, and I'm pretty much sure you cannot see. Sunset is happening in a couple hours, and I'm gonna take advantage of the time. I'm gonna leave now, so that way I avoid as much traffic as possible. So Thursday, we start our journey back. Thursday, so up to this point we have made 1,683 miles on this trip. 1,683 miles. I'm gonna reset trip B. I'm gonna reset trip B because from now on we're going back. There's a couple stops in the way, granted, yes, But from now on, from this moment onwards, we are headed back to Florida. So let's go. Oh. Official.
Now turn left.
Arriving to the first charger
Now turn left.
of the second leg of the trip, and this one's located at a, oh, look at some ice. We got some ice here. Oh yeah, it's been a while since the last time I did that.
Now you have arrived at your destination.
It's located at a shopping plaza where there's a Dollar Tree, where there's Ace Hardware, and there's Empire, and all the cabinets are new, 250 kilowatts. Looks great. Looks fancy schmancy new. Use other side. Okay. And this is in Champlain, New York. It's just south of the border, baby. It's just south. How do you park in there? Fine, I'm gonna use the other side. It's just south of the border with Canada. Out of order stalls 2A, 4A. All right. Where are those? They're not numbered. It is chilly outside, 18 degrees Fahrenheit. So, ready for the first charge of the trip back? I am. The car is. We're at 12% battery charge right now. See my, look at the moon. It's looking awesome. So we grabbed that'd be great if you came out. There you go. Things are frozen around here. This wire is frozen. Let me put this away. The wire itself is frozen. Look at the cabinets. Brand new cabinets, 250 kilowatts. The moon in the background. I'm gonna take a picture. This is really cool. And yeah, this is the shopping plaza, an Empire, a Dollar Tree, an Ace Hardware. I don't know what else in there. A Price Chopper. I guess that's a supermarket. I don't know. But you see how this shopping plaza, what a regular shopping plaza just turns into a nice place when they put some of these chargers. It just changed the face of it completely. Alright, so with that in mind says, yeah, because the battery was dead, 25%, 25 minutes remaining to continue trip. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stay longer. It's still dark. Might as well take another nap. Could use coffee, though. Somewhere. Well, we'll see. See you soon. I have heard that some vapor could come out during the charging process, but to be honest, I've never seen it. I had never seen it myself until today. I guess it has to be really cold for you to see the vapor coming out. It's very interesting thing. Why did it happen? Why does it happen? Vapor coming out as you charge. So that was the first charge of the way back. I'm Champlain, New York, heading out to Boston, and then from there gonna make my way back to Florida. Maybe making a couple stops along the way. It says I'm gonna go through Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, again Washington DC. I'm gonna go through Maryland. I'm gonna go through North Carolina, South Carolina, and then back to good old Florida. It is gonna be, can I see? It is going to be it doesn't say how long is it gonna be. It only says I'm 2 hours 28 minutes away from West Lebanon, which is my next charging destination point. So let's go.
Peut-être une des émissions les plus lucratives, par exemple, aussi. Est-ce
These are the radio stations in Champlain.
New York.
11007,
These
le
are
bye-bye, oui ou non? Est-ce que
all
c'est
in
nécessaire
French.
une tradition?
Ça reste
Évidemment.
l'émission la plus écoutée de la population à cause de cette guerre commerciale qu'ont choisi de faire les Américains au Canada. Et là, ben...
Oil changes and inspections.
Oh, wait.
At New England
No,
Automotive,
not all of them.
their ASC Master Certified trained technicians will thoroughly communicate all repairs and costs to you.
D'expression. Et là, ça semble, il semble y avoir un peu de mou. Et je termine, peut-être ce qui ressemble à une tirade, mais ça me semble.
De retour dans 60 secondes.
Plus que jamais, c'est le temps de consommer local. Ça tombe bien, c'est le temps des sucres chez Lafrenière.
We've got 17-inch alloy wheels. And why delicate? Check out all hundreds of...
It's a mix between Massachusetts, New York, and Quebec.
And I said, okay, but if I don't like it, we have to go to...
Ooh. I'm gonna keep these, but I'm gonna turn these off. I don't want to copyright stuff. So because the lake's still frozen, a bunch of boats are in stilts. I'm gonna cross the bridge now. I cannot believe. I should by now. I should be a little more aware of how things work, but I cannot believe there's trailer parks
In 500 feet, turn right onto Bridge Road.
around here. All the houses made of wood. You kind of like forget
Now turn right
about
onto Bridge Road.
the fact that most houses in the United States are made out of wood. Because in Florida, at least in South Florida, the code doesn't allow that. There's a reason. And rest of the world, not the rest of the world, but then you go south of the border, concrete is king. Brick and concrete, they're king. So all the birds are here, and yeah, the there's water here, but then over by the shore next to the houses, ice, solid ice. And the welcome center, welcome to Vermont, was back there, so welcome to Vermont. A beautiful state of Vermont that looks very much like upstate New York because it's a lot of wooden houses and farms, many farms. It is really cold, 20 degrees. Sun is coming out and it's really pretty. So welcome to Vermont. One more round over the bridge, one more round over another bridge over the beautiful Lake Champlain. Camera doesn't do justice, I'm sure. I don't know how it looks on camera, but it's a very pretty sight. Indeed. There's a few stopovers that only gonna pop on my Instagram because I'm using my phone as well. So yeah, check it out. Andres Moved on Instagram. Links on the, you know how it works. And vice versa. Most of what I do is not in the Instagram, so stay tuned for the YouTube stuff. This is a really cool site, but here. Not safe, keep out. I tried. So with the new schedule, that means we're gonna be doing Vermont, New Hampshire, then Massachusetts, then back to Pennsylvania, and then Maryland, District of Columbia. What's there? What's there after that? Oh, New Jersey. We're gonna go through New Jersey, Pennsylvania. No, which one goes first? New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then the Carolinas, and then back to Georgia, and then back to Florida. It's gonna be, I don't know how long it's gonna be so far. I mean, we made 1,600 and change miles on our way up. How many miles is it gonna be coming down south? Make your bet. Put it, comment down below. How many miles you think this ride is gonna be from that truck stop in near Plattsburgh all the way down to to Fort Lauderdale? How many miles do you think is gonna be? How many times am I gonna have to charge? So far we have one time charging. We're 73% battery, a state of charge. 73 so far, and it looks like next time we'll be stopping in 120 miles, 1 hour 50 minutes at a place, at a supercharger in West Lebanon. Not sure which state we're gonna be. What state is that gonna be? But that's the next step. We're gonna be 15% when we get there. How many times, how many chargings, how many times we stop for charging on our way down south? Make your bets. Put it down below in the comments and you will win satisfaction of knowing how many times do you have to stop in a Tesla when you make this route via Vermont, Boston, and down south towards Florida. How many miles? We made 1,600 and some miles on our way up. How many miles will it be on our way down? And remember, this is a different route now. Put it down. Or just forward the video. I don't know. Let's go! Vermont so far, really, really pretty. Similar to the Adirondack Mountains, upstate New York. Some mountains here and there. Some mountains drivers are not the best from what I can see. But and the mountains are not that big, but it's a different type of hilly motion. There's hills, there's mountains, but they're not that big, not that dramatic, but they're there, right? And so the landscape is pretty curvy. And then just now is looking that way, and there was some wind farms. From what I know, from what I understand, is a pretty green state, right? It's a place that's paying attention and putting a lot of effort into switching to renewable energies and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just gonna go through. I'm not gonna stop. We're about 19 miles away from the city of Burlington. Not gonna stop there too long. Not even gonna stop at all, I think. I'm just gonna keep going. So here we go. Let's go. Here, I hope the camera does some justice. Have you ever been to Switzerland? This feels like you're driving through Switzerland. Maybe the mountains aren't as tall, but it's a very similar vibe to that of Switzerland. Crazy how you see they cut through the rock in order to build the road. Imagine all the work involved into building this road. Imagine the massive amount of work involved in building this thing and maintaining it. Crazy. Any road, for that matter. Any road. See the ice hanging on the edge, just on the side of the rock that was cut at some point. Just think about it. This rock was cut many years ago when they built the road. They decided to cut here, cut there, and then on the other side they cut it. They chopped through it so that the road could pass through. It is crazy. It is incredible. Ha. Look, cut and then cut. And now we're driving through what once was solid rock. Ha. Still amazed by all the ice that's still accumulated everywhere around the road and the mountains. I guess I'm just a visitor and I didn't really witness any of the snowfalls from the last 4-6 months. By the way, we are still in Vermont, and at some point, not sure exactly when, we're going no, never mind. We're 18 minutes away from the next supercharger. 18 minutes away from the next supercharger in West Lebanon. We'll get there with 18% state battery. So far, the road's been hilly, up and down. It's really cold. The heating's been going on to keep me warm and cozy. So we have done 131 miles since the last time we charged, and we'll be doing 17 more for a total of 149 miles. $149 miles with look at all these ice. Crazy. Arriving at the West Lebanon supercharger here in New Hampshire. I just saw the map, confirmed this is New Hampshire. Sorry for my pronunciation. New Hampshire, New Hampshire. Well, point is, we are arriving at the supercharger in New Hampshire. I think it's the only charge we're gonna make here. We're arriving at 19% battery, state battery charge. It looks like a shopping plaza.
100 feet, turn left onto Interchange Drive.
There's a Walmart. There is a Price Chopper. And the Michaels. It's been a while since the last time I saw a Michaels. What else around here? There's an Applebee's. Yeah. Best Buy over there. And then we still have the mountains in the background. It's just that now we have a shopping plaza for the most part in the landscape. So it's not that easy to see the mountains around us, but they're there. We're still surrounded by these little hills. It's still frozen, the ground's still frozen.
Now your destination is on the right.
And I think I saw, where are they? And there they are, superchargers, right behind the Price Chopper. The Price Chopper supermarket is 35 degrees outside, just 3 degrees.
Your destination will be on the left.
3 Fahrenheit degrees over freezing. And then we have a Model 3 and a Cybertruck. So I'm gonna just get right here, cozy, in between, because there's a bunch of other chargers over there, so chances are if somebody comes in, nobody is gonna park right next to me, which is one of the recommendations they have on the computer when you're learning about the car and how it works and stuff. They tell you not to park right next to another car so that the voltage, the wattage is optimal. Second charge of the trip, heading back to Florida. Let's do this. It's gonna be freezing. I forgot my jacket. That's not that bad. 3 degrees over freezing. It's seems like enough. This cabinet seems like it's seen better days, but so long it works and it looks like it does. Everything is fine. Starting to charge. 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes here, and then we'll have another charge, another 15-minute session at Somerville, Massachusetts. So the next stop will be Massachusetts and Somerville, and then we'll arrive in Boston. And then Connecticut, New Jersey, so on, so forth. Second charge of the trip. How many more? How many more do you think we'll make? Write it down. Unless the video, you just fast forward or jump into the ending of the video and you know already. Or maybe I write it down on the title. I don't know. But if not, and then if you're still, there's still the drama, there's still the build-up happening, and then you still want to give it your go write down how many charges you think we're going to make. See you next. See you soon. Let's go. And that's it. Enough charge to continue trip. Next stop, Somerville, Massachusetts. We'll get there with 10%. Battery charge was still there. We will stay there for 18 minutes. Let's go. Same as always. Press the button, pull out, put it back, be kind, rewind, and continue trip. Let's go. So the next stop will be Manchester. Did it change? I guess it changed, and it's gonna be 1 hour 21.
Feet, turn right onto Plainfield Road.
1 hour 21 minutes from here. From now, 79 miles, and
now turn right onto Plainfield Road.
And we'll get there with 15% charge. Sure. And where's this Manchester place? Because I guess we're not stopping. Well, I guess. Oh, wait. Where is the exit? This is a weird exit. This is a weird intersection. Okay, got it now. There's 1, 2, 3 in the place to be. There you go. And here we go. So much dust everywhere. So much snow, dark black snow and salt. No, well, not really that much salt because it hasn't snowed for a while. But you can see the effects in the roads. They're much rougher. Nothing compared to Florida roads. Florida roads are like a mirror compared to how the roads are.
In 500 feet, turn right to take the Interstate 89 south ramp toward Lebanon.
Higher up north. That's the reason why Florida cars are more expensive than
Now turn right to take the Interstate 89 south ramp.
northern state roads, northern states cars. Because there's no winter, so there's no salt. There's no salting any roads. Let's go. So what can I say about New Hampshire? It's still pretty, really pretty. The hills, the mountains, lakes, frozen lakes. Everything's still frozen. I was listening to the radio just now, and there's a bunch of advertising about realtors. And besides that, the Home Depots and the hardware stores offering tools, because the weather is changing and the time for doing stuff is upon us. Seems like it's a classic. It's the turn of the tides, the change of seasons happening all over, and it's a really nice thing to hear, to see. And then again, New Hampshire, it's a very nice scenario, still in the hills, in the mountains, frozen blocks of ice hanging off the cliffs everywhere. Temperature outside right now, 35 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a little over 0 centigrades. We're 55 minutes away from the next supercharger. That's going to be your third charge of the trip. We're 52 miles, 55 minutes away from it. We're going to arrive there. That's going to be Manchester. Oh, yeah, something I noticed that's very, I guess, historic, and it makes absolute sense, of course, is that all the names of everything's super British. Everything's super English. So you got New Hampshire, right? There's London. There's a new London city around here. There is Camden. What else? Whitley State Park. Of course, we're gonna stop at the Manchester supercharger, right? Concord, Hopkinton, Hooksett. Everything is super British, and it makes sense because historically this area here, King Hill Road, New London, that's the towns we got nearby and the next couple exits. So yeah, again, coming back to the reasoning I'm giving to that is this area is pretty old. Some of the oldest colonies, this and New Hampshire, Vermont, well, not Vermont, Vermont's a little bit further west, but this and Massachusetts, right? And all of that corner of the country, it's the oldest, and thus you can see the names of the places and the signs to be really, really British. And not just that, but here's the thing: license plates, New Hampshire license plates read "Live free or die." Live free or die. I would start with the names. Feels like culture and Everything else is pretty much attached to... Oh, and the radio stations, you get BBC radio just off the waves, not even a satellite radio or anything like that. No, just off the waves you get BBC radio here. Interesting, just facts I'm catching on throughout the trip. Maybe more than facts, observations I'm making, because facts is a very strong word. Observations I'm making throughout the trip. Sutton, Warner, Concord. It's crazy to think that, right, the Spanish made it here first, and then they started to conquer absolutely everything. Then the word spread out, and all the other European powers decided to make their way out here. The Dutch make it out to New York, then a bunch of English people made it out here, and then everything else after that is history. But why is it that they made it out to this corner of the world rather than south? I guess because the Spanish were already there? I don't know. But it's just interesting stuff. Maybe boring stuff. Not that I think about it, it may just be another useless detail for the year 2025. Maybe. North Road, Sutton. Don't know how you read Sutton. Sutton? I don't know. I'm a Colombian guy who's lived in America for almost 47% of his life. So I'm a good observer, I guess. External observer, you would say? Maybe. Anyway, 50 minutes to the next supercharger. Let's go! For some reason, the computer changed. We didn't charge at Manchester. Now we're heading up to Lawrence. And we're gonna get there with 6% battery left. 6% battery left. When we get to Lawrence in 33 minutes, 34 miles. I'm pretty sure this doesn't mean anything for you by now. But because you're not following the same timeline I do. I'm in real time here, and this video is cut in pieces, so you don't have to put up with the in-betweens. But basically means gonna be pretty short on battery when I get there. That's all it means. Yeah. Anyway, let's go. And in order to get
Now turn
to
left to take the Interstate 93 south ramp.
Lawrence, we had to make a weird turn through Manchester so that we could enter the highway. It wasn't like an easy connection there. We had to go through the town, and small town, quaint little town by the river. Thumbs up. Cool. Arriving at our third charger of the day. This one in Lawrence, Massachusetts. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Massachusetts. Anyway, is right next to a veterinary.
Now your destination is on the right.
Teeny, meeny, miny, mo. Este no. We pick his charger. We park backwards, as we always do. So third charge of our trip back towards Florida. And it starts with a cable, with a box, abracadabra, abracadabra, hey, dude, there you are. Starts with that, green, 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 go, 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 go. You have been preparing for a while, it should be good. And what do we have here? We arrived here with 6% in the battery, and we got 14 minutes to go in order to continue our trip. We did, I should have seen that beforehand. We did 106 miles, that's it, from the last time we charged, I guess, and we used 31 kilowatt hours. Efficiency is terrible. 288, 288, 291, 313. No, well, this has nothing to do. Only this one, 288 is not really good. I made it on the 200s on the trip I made to Key West. I was in the low 200s at 60 something degrees weather, flat, no wind. So yeah, anyway, and yeah, we got 13 minutes to go, and then that's it. We're in Boston. So I got Boston as my destination. My plan was, or still is, to find a spot somewhere, park, and take a walk. Never been to Boston, so might as well take a short walk around the city and take a peek at the buildings, some of the stuff, whatever I can see real quick. And then, once I'm done with that, we got New London, Connecticut as the next stop. Then that's it. I'm gonna go visit somebody, a friend in New Jersey, but there, Edison, New Jersey would be my next charger. After that, well, anyway, if I keep going, then I'm gonna spoil the game. How many charges? How many times gonna have to charge on this trip down to Florida? From Plattsburgh to Florida, how many times do I have to charge from Plattsburgh to Florida, going through Boston? That is. How many times? How many times do I have to charge? And this time is 12. What 12 minutes I have to wait here? Maybe I wait longer. Is this a veterinary hospital? I don't think they're gonna let me use the loo. There's a Starbucks over there, but last thing I heard, they started to use the bathrooms. Yeah. Where are we? What state? Massachusetts. Oh, Massachusetts. Well, there. And this is practically, Lawrence is like a faraway suburb of Boston. Looks like it. So that's why we're right there. Right there. Gonna stop, find parking somewhere, take a walk, and then out. And then after that, I'll be driving through Providence. That's Rhode Island, I feel. And then New London. What is New London? Where is New London? Connecticut. And then New Haven, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Washington. What is this here? Virginia. Virginia is the one that I was missing in my mind and the map as the other day. And then the Carolinas, and then Georgia, and then Florida. How long is it gonna take me? As far, it took me about 2 days. Little over 2 days to make it up to Plattsburgh. How long is it gonna take me to get down to Florida? Started today, Thursday. When am I gonna get there? How many times I'm gonna charge? I don't know. We'll charge and let's see. Let's go. Third charge of the trip done. Well, not done, but enough charge to continue trip, right? See? Enough charge to continue trip. So we're gonna continue trip. Gonna unplug. Plug, right, pull, bye-bye. Hang. And let's keep on rolling. Let's go, let's go.
Now turn right onto Winthrop Avenue.
Yes, ma'am.
Now bear right towards Lowell.
That's a cool exit. There it is! Boston! Yeah. Alright, good. Boston. Cool. Check out these multi-layer highway. Pretty neat. That sign, nobody can see that sign. Oh, check out that bridge. Neat.
In 1 mile, take exit 16B on the right onto Purchase Street.
Onto Purchase Street. Really? That's the name of the street? Alright. Oh, look at that. There's a river underneath. This is the ocean, right? Yeah. And then a tunnel. That's 17. BNA. Purchase Street. Hooray!
Now take exit 16B on the right.
We are taking 16B on the right.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Oliver Street.
I like cities that have roads underneath. I like. That's a nice touch. That means that traffic is really bad, or that means that at some point they decided it was a good idea to leave some green spaces above ground. We're gonna discover which one it is. Now it's time to find some parking, and by the evidence I'm getting to see, I don't think that's gonna be an easy task. I don't think there's many Publix supermarkets around here, but we'll see.